Hello, this is Miho, and today I'm talking from London, England. How are you guys doing? Hope mentally and physically you're really good and fit. So, today I thought of this. The little kids start walking, but they don't just get up and start walking. It takes a lot of trial and error and fall, and it just doesn't happen overnight. But people around, like adults, they won't say to them, "Oh, you're so bad at it. You failed. I told you not to try it. I know it was impossible. Why you even bother?" Right? Those words never come out from the adults around those kids who try to walk. They always cheer, encourage, and they're happy that they're trying, and they really, really enjoy, the way they grow and learn this new skill, which is to walk. And they really cheer them, really make them really encourage. So, same adults, somehow from the time the kids start walking to the adulthood, something happens there. And when people try to do something for the first time, of course, it doesn't go well at the first time, and it's a learning curve, and you make a lot of mistakes, or it's just so slow. All kinds of things happen. And then the same adults who said to this little kid who start walking, like cheering and encouraging, instead they say to people who try something different, "Well, I told you so. You're so bad at it. You're so awful. It's just terrible. Forget it. That's impossible." Those negative tone they start to put out. And people who hear those words feel really discouraged and disappointed and lose the faith, lose the worth, and confidence goes down, and they feel like, okay, they're not good enough. So when that thing happens over and over, and you start to believe that's who you are. When you try something and it didn't go well, okay, that's what I felt. So you stop trying because you don't want to encounter the same situation, being told, or just feel that, shameness or disappointments. So to avoid disappointing other people, parents or adults, they just do what they are good at, like watching TVs or playing the games, so that they feel so comfortable that they won't fail, they won't do any mistakes. And people who say those negative talk, they probably brought up by the adults who said the same thing. So they're just repeating its thing over the generations, because it becomes an auto mode, For the little kids who, trying to walk, fail, or, couldn't do it in a week or even a month, they have patience for it, because they know they could walk because the adults are walking. So they see the end result, so they could connect that to these little kids who are trying to walk. But when you grow up and they try something new, which the adults never done it before, so they don't know what the outcomes. That means it's a fear, it's an unknown uncertainty, and as a human being, we don't like that feel. unknown is scary. So instead of encouraging or cheering, they protect you. They protect by saying, oh, you shouldn't do that because it will fail, or no one did it. How come you're wasting your time? Or, you're not capable of, or you're not worth, doing that, or some sort of that line. And because they hasn't really seen the results by themselves, or maybe they haven't really tried something new because they're afraid to be, judged or failed, or being told, the bad ways. So they just never did the challenge. So they carry on to the next generation, feeling, they need to protect them, right? Because they don't want loved ones to feel that disappointment or the bad feeling, negative feelings. But when you look at the young kids who are trying to, say, climb up the tree, they feel like they want to climb up the tree, they just do it, right? Because they just wanted to do it. So they think how to climb up the tree, maybe from this side, or maybe put the legs up that way. It didn't work. Okay, what could I do? And they really think, the ways of doing things. But when you grow up, somehow they don't even try, because they think so much far ahead. What if I didn't make it? What if I failed? What if people say something? What if I make myself really look stupid? What if? I've been through that so many years. And then the fear kicks in, anxiety builds up, and you said to yourself, okay, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore, right? And so they, instead of doing it, they think too much. They use the conscious mind too much. And they bring all those fears from the past experiences. It's not related, but now you start to relate to those feelings, to the events that happened in the past, which is totally unrelated. But because you still hold that feelings, it pops up. And then you start to really connect to the experience that you have right now. So it's important to recognize where's that feeling is coming from, and you really need to recognize that there is no correlation in between. It's just the feelings that it comes up. So you go back to that time, and you know exactly how you felt. No one else would know exactly how you felt. So you really talk to the person, which is you, maybe 5 years old, 10, 12, 15, 16. There's so many occasions probably. And pick one spot and then really heal yourself. It's okay. That was a great experience, because otherwise you wouldn't have learned that feeling. But now it's okay. And then you can release. As soon as you start to release them, you feel much lighter, because you're not really holding on to the feeling. And then you don't need to release all of them all at once, because some are really deep, some are really light, and it depends on the events and the traumatic levels. But I do this to heal. I worked on it so many years to just heal and separate from the past experience and to the experience you're facing right now. So when you cut off that feeling of the past and you don't bring that into what you're facing right now, that's the key to start fresh. Because what you're doing right now is a zero start, really fresh start. You don't need those past feelings to really predict what's going to happen. And then when you rely on somebody else to cheer you up, it's a lot of work. Look at those people who make it to Olympics and who gets praise. Just being Olympian is amazing skills. You placed at 10th or number 1, the gold medal, both of them are great. They're not a huge difference in skills, but in Olympians level, 0.1 second matters. And who gets the praise? The gold medalist. But those people who competed, like 10 or 20 people, they're just as good. They're just total excellent athletes. So when you try to get the praise from other people, it just takes so much effort. So you be the one to cheer yourself, because you know exactly how to do that too. So when you face something that you want to challenge, like the kids who wanted to climb up the tree, for instance, they just wanted to do it just from pure joy, and they just do it. And if they couldn't do it, well, they think, okay, maybe I try that way. Maybe I use that branch to go up, or, some sort of ideas. But for the adults, somehow we think too much, gets in your head, and predict so much. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I injured? What if? So those ideas really, the blocks will really prevent you from going forward and get you frustrated. And also at the same time, you don't want to be told that, oh, it's impossible, I told you so, you're wasting your time and do something else, or it's impossible. In order to avoid that, or don't want to disappoint other people, so you avoid doing it. And you stay with the things that you'll perfectly be able to do it, like playing the games, watching the TVs. Just stay steady, or be in a safe zone, so people wouldn't judge you or say something. That's just, at least you think in your head. But a human being has this needs to grow, and this desire to be better. That's a natural flow in a human being, because we are constantly growing. So it looks like it's easy and a safe way to stay still, but that's the place where it feels the most painful, because you're resisting to the growth, resisting to go forward. So you're using as much as power to holding yourself back, versus those people who going forward. It's the same amount of energy, push yourself forward or holding yourself back. So it's your choice, and no one could take that away from you. But when you put your conscious mind in a clear way, you know what you like to do. So it's okay to try new things and fail. It's like those kids who are trying to learn to walk. That's okay. And somehow, from that time of start walking to the adulthood, you've been told you should do it perfect at the first try, and that's not good expectations, because you learn through try and error. It might be a different way, meaning that it might involve the money, it might involve a lot of time, or the resources, but it has a different levels too. So it's in your conscious mind that it's so many limitations that you put on yourself. So they heal yourself. You spend a lot of time to heal yourself, and you start fresh and new. And it's okay to try something new and not to be perfect, because you never started out with perfect. And those people who say, those negative talk, negative tone of advice, they themselves been through the same thing. Like they were afraid of doing something new because they've been told that, you're gonna disappoint us, or you fail, it's impossible for you. So they're just repeating its cycle to the next generations. So you can cut that off and just follow your heart, and that would be much better place to be, and you feel much lighter, and you can really generate your own growth, and that's where you feel really good about yourself, no matter what the results are. So people who are growing, people who are focusing on something to make yourself better are much brighter, because it's just going with the flow of what the human being is all about. So just to think when you feel like it's stuck, because I've been there many years and I didn't know why I feel this stuck. I want to go forward, but something is holding back, right? So just release, and that will make your life really much better, and you'll be in a very better place, much better place. Okay, see you soon. See you soon. Bye.